my name is Azalea, and today we are going to be discussing common verb conjugations. Let's get started. The first thing we need to know about verbs in Spanish is that they have a root and an ending, una raíz y una terminación. Now there are three endings, ar, ir. So basically AR, ER, and IR endings. There are different types of verbs. There are regular verbs, there are irregular verbs, there are reflexive verbs. And so, for example, the regular verbs mean that only the ending is the part that it's going to change. For example, hablar, to speak. Hablar has an AR ending, ar. And that ending is the only part of that verb that it's going to change. So, for example, we say yo hablo. The root stays the same, but the AR has changed to an O. Yo hablo, I speak. Tú hablas, AS instead of AR, you speak. Él, ella, usted habla, he or she or you formal speak. Nosotros hablamos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas hablan. So we speak and you guys, they speak. But when we are talking about irregular verbs, there's more changes. There's the ending changing, of course, but there's parts of the root that changes with no sort of pattern. It's irregular. That's why they're called irregular. So let's practice with the verb to have. Tener. Tener. La terminación ER has the ending ER. It's an irregular verb. So there's going to be a G coming in. Tengo. Yo tengo. I have. Yo tengo. Tú tienes. Now, tienes, it's going to have an IE instead of saying tenes. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Tú tienes is the correct form for you have. Now, él tiene, ella tiene, o usted tiene. All of those pronouns share the same conjugation, tiene. Still the IE is there. Now, nosotros tenemos. Notice that E is back. Tenemos. We don't say tienemos, which is a common mistake, but it goes back to the E. Tenemos. And we're back again for ustedes, ellos, ellas, tienen. Tienen. We again have the IE at the beginning. Tienen. And of course our endings have been changing. So let's review one more time. Yo tengo, tú tienes, él, ella, usted tiene, nosotros tenemos, ustedes, ellos y ellas tienen. Very nice. This is again to have. A similar irregular verb like tener is hacer, to do or to make. The first conjugation is yo hago. It has the G and the O at the end. Yo hago. Remember tener? Yo tengo. Similar in their own special way. Now, second person, tú haces. Tú haces. No more G, but it has the C from the beginning. Tú haces. Hacer, tú haces. Now, él, ella, usted. He, she, or you formal. We drop the S. Hace. Hace. And then nosotros hacemos. Nosotros hacemos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas hacen. Hacen. So they are similar in their own way. The first person has an O, the second person has an S. Usually the third person, we don't have an S. Then we have amos for nosotros or hemos. And there's an N in the other two pronouns, ustedes or ellos or ellas. So one more time, let's do it together. Hacer, here we go. Yo hago, tú haces, él, ella, usted hace, nosotros hacemos, ustedes, ellos y ellas hacen. Excellent! Now our favorite verbs, to be. To be in English is actually two different verbs in Spanish, ser y estar. We are going to learn how to conjugate these. Ser has an ER ending. Estar has an AR ending. So let's see how these relate to each other. Let's go over ser first. Yo soy. This one is an O and a Y at the end. Yo soy. Now, tú is eres. Everything changes. It doesn't look like soy or ser that much. Eres, super irregular. Yo soy, tú eres. Now, él, ella y usted is going to be es. Es. Yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es. Nosotros somos. Nosotros somos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas son. So, let's think about it for a second. Irregular verbs. There's an OY at the beginning. There's an ES in the second person. There is just S in the third person. Seems so short. There is an MOS for nosotros, somos, and an N at the very end for the last two pronouns, ustedes, ellos y ellas son. With those in mind, let's go over estar. Yo estoy. Also has an O and a Y. Yo estoy. Tú estás. Estás. It's not an ES, it's an AS because the original ending is an AR. Now, él, ella y usted is going to be está. We just dropped the S. Está. Nosotros estamos. Estamos with an A because of the AR ending. And ustedes, ellos y ellas están. We are back to the N. A-N. Están. Excellent job, everyone. There's one more verb I would like to share with you, and it's the verb gustar, to like or to taste. Gustar. You might hear this verb in a restaurant or when we are having dinner. People are going to say, ¿Gustas más agua? Would you like more water? Or its plural form, ¿Gustan más café? Would you guys like more coffee? But there's also another way to conjugate gustar, and this is by using the indirect object pronouns. These guys are me, te, le, nos, and les. Let's practice. For example, me gusta. The good news is that gusta is always going to be the same for everyone. Me gusta. Te gusta. Le gusta. Nos gusta. Les gusta. I like, you like, he or she likes, we like, and they, you guys like. For example, me gusta el café con leche. I like coffee with milk. ¿Te gusta el vestido azul o el vestido rojo? Do you like the blue dress or the red dress? Nos gusta caminar todas las mañanas. We like to walk every morning. Gusta is for singular nouns, but there's a plural version. Gustan, with the N at the end, is for more than one thing. For example, me gustan los perros. I like dogs. Not just one dog, but dogs in general. ¿Te gustan las películas de acción o de comedia? Do you like action movies or comedy movies? Movies in general, not just one. Nos gustan los días soleados. We like sunny days. Easy, right? The fun part is when we are using third person. So far we covered me gusta, te gusta, nos gusta. But what about le gusta or les gusta? These guys work for él, ella, and you formal, usted. So let's pretend we are talking and I'm with my kids and I'm telling you what I like. Me gusta el café, le gusta la limonada y le gusta el jugo de naranja. Le gusta could be he likes, could be she likes, could be you, sir, you ma'am like. I'm not sure who you're talking about. I don't know if your son likes the orange juice or your daughter liked coffee or you liked coffee and she liked lemonade. It is confusing. So we're going to clarify. ¿A quién? To who? ¿A quién le gusta? For example, a mí me gusta el café. A ella le gusta la limonada y a él le gusta el jugo de naranja. To me, I like coffee. To her, she likes lemonade. To him, he likes orange juice. That's why we have to be super specific when we are using different pronouns. A mí, a ti, a él, a ella, a usted, a nosotros, a ustedes, a ellos, a ellas. You could even say a name. A Carlos le gusta, a María le gusta, a mi hijo le gusta, a mi hermana le gusta. So we know who we are talking about, who likes what. Now, if we don't like something, it's very easy. We just have to put the word no in front of the verb. And this works for any verb. For example, no tengo, I don't have. No hago, I don't do or I don't make. No soy, no estoy, I'm not. And of course, no me gusta, I don't like. That's all I have for you today. To learn more about common verb conjugations, be sure to hop into a live class, and we'll see you next time.